Former Chief of Internet Enforcement at the SEC, John Reed Stark, says that he feels passionately about the fact that this country should not allow crypto infiltration of any way, shape, or form. This 60 Minutes interview sent BTC on a volatility spike, so let's pop open the charts to look for potentials of price action ahead. Welcome back to the channel on this sunny Sunday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into XRP. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at XRP right over here, team. In the 4-hour chart, we can see here that there has been a red bar printing here for quite some time. We still have about 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to close this bar here, so there could be a bounce to the upside here pretty soon. Okay, team. So the reason why I'm saying that there could be a bounce here is because, typically speaking, right, you'll get a 60 to 70% probability of getting a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace. In this case here, closing this massive 4-hour bar in that sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other closes as well, right? So yeah, we still have some time there for that 8-hour time frame. So I imagine that the bi-hourly time frame is showing some showing some closure here too in about 5 minutes, and the hourly time frame as well, right, guys? So what I'm going to talk to you about here is we were watching the 60 Minutes interview, right, with the head and CEO chairman of and the chairman of XRP, and followed by this guy, man. He was just talking all this stuff, man. The chief of internet enforcement at the SEC, the former chief, right? So he came up and said all these things at the very end of the interview here, just a few hours ago, right? And that kind of sent BTC on a little bit of a spike down here. And I will say that this is not a permanent thing, right? There are several supports that we can observe. Number one, right, we can go ahead and take a look at what other major closes there have been. For example, here the weekly time frame just opened here about 4 hours ago, right? So that's already something that's going to be able to show us that there could be a retracement in line. Now, typically speaking, when we get an opening of a new candle, just like we said, right, 60 to 70% chances that we'll get a prior bar retrace, and that usually lands at around 50% of the prior bar, and we are located right around there right now on the weekly time. Let's see the bi-weekly time. Yeah, the bi-weekly time still has some way to go. In fact, that did open here about a day or two ago, right? So let's see the monthly time frame. Yeah, guys, the monthly time frame still has a bit of way to go, but I'm not particularly the most bearish on this chart right now. We did speak about some targets just a few days ago, right, to kind of load the boat, and we were observing these targets as those higher probability ones, right? They were right down here. The areas of about 240 to about 236, and the first entry was around 227 to about 231. We're expecting upside price action. Our take profits should have been at around the $2.54 level, but of course we went all the way to 265 here. The pullback, like I said again, team, it's pertinent to that fundamental news that came out, the catalyst on the internet, right, sending BTC on this run, on this downside run, creating a drawdown here on the entire crypto space. So it's what I'm seeing here, team, is that also the weekly time frame closed, and we're within the bounds of the 50% retrace of that weekly bar. So let's go ahead and quantify the downside here via volatility versus momentum, right? So what we're going to do here is just pop open these indicators here, right? So let's just get rid of a couple of things over here that we have working. Okay, let's take a look at this from the immediate short term. Okay, so the immediate short term time frame is indicating here volatility increase, right? That's volatility expansion, and that can typically be figured as a type of throttle, right? Like your gas pedal in your car and your steering wheel. Think of it here within your stochastic momentum indicator. So if this is pivoted towards the downside and we're expanding, well, that's typically your gas pedal towards the downside, right? So let's see the more immediate short term. Do we have some correction trend pivots in there somewhere. Well, in fact, we do, right? The 5-minute time frame is showing some corrective upside here. And if it does show some pretty interesting price action here, because this is a pretty long wick here on the 5-minute time frame, a little longer than normal, right? So if this does show some type of reverse signal here, then the 10-minute time frame would be likely the one to feel that next. And it's already kind of curving like this, right? Now, the next signal to observe here on the 10-minute time frame is simply as this. We have a true green outside bar and bullish engulfing kind of paired right over here, right? That is usually a pretty nice continuation signal for the upside. Now, let's see if it bleeds into the 15-minute time frame. All right, so the 15-minute time frame is already getting some volatility towards the upside, and we're kind of consolidating within this stochastic momentum indicator, right? 30-minute time frame on this already kind of printing this. It looks like it wants to print a hammer candle. Doesn't look like the strongest in the world, but it still is what it is, right? Okay, now, price action just bounced right now from the areas of 243.33 to 246.88, almost 247 now. So there is a lot of buy side interest in those levels that we just kind of touched on, right? There's the 247. And okay, so leading into the hourly time frame, I can already see kind of a kink right over here, right? So it's not a perfect downside slope. It's got this little kink right in there. Not sure if you can see it, right? So when you do have a kink like this, that already shows that there is a slowing down of the current trend, or it's already kind of getting exhausted, right? By hourly time frame here, showing still some downside, and there's about 40 seconds left to close this bar here. So if we do have that downside, that would likely infiltrate the 3-hour time frame, which has downside. And let's see, the 4-hour time frame also does have downside. 30 minutes to close that bar there. And let's see, 6-hour time frame, 8-hour time frame, a little bit on that 12-hour, and it looks like the daily time frame does not have it just yet. Although, of course, we still have about 20 hours to close. I think that it would be a max drawdown here of about a 12-hour time frame effort. So why don't we just go ahead and pull up one of my algorithms here, and we're going to pull up data cells to give us the average true range on a 12-hour bar, right? So 12-hour bar average true range on XRP is landing towards the, let's see, 21.57, right? So just a little over 21 cents, and that could be from the opening of the 12-hour bar, right? So the low on the 12-hour bar would indicate a 238 bottom, right? So from that opening, right? So now experiencing that bottom side, well, we're already at around 243 on that 12-hour bar. So fair enough, right? There is a very, very nice support in this area here. I'm not saying that it's not possible for it to continue to the downside. I'm just saying that the 12-hour bar is probably already close to a floor or near one, seeing the fact that we already touched down in a very critical area of support here. Okay, team, this is a 12-hour support, so we do have to maintain some respect, right, towards those larger time frame support bounds. Okay, team, so yeah, I guess if that downside is already in, then yeah, the more immediate short term is probably going to start trying to test some potential upside retracements here, right? Specifically in the 4-hour time frame like this, right? So this is the 4-hour time frame going a little bit green right now. We were talking about a potential retrace towards that upside in the print of the new 4-hour. Bi-hourly time frame also doing that too. Now, the pressure that we're going to face right now is the fact that the bi-hourly time frame is already at that 50% level, right? So we're going to have to watch out with that, team. But yeah, now why don't we just look at the more, enough of the doom and gloom, right? Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the more macro side of the analysis and see if we don't have ourselves some continuation towards that upside. Lots of consolidation here for a few days, right? But I gotta give this bi-weekly and weekly time frame some merit here, right? This is absolutely powerful. We are still expanding on that bi-weekly time frame, and by the way, we just opened that bi-weekly here just a few days ago, and we're also looking at a massive continuation of volatility of a stochastic momentum, right? So huge upside pivot entering the gravitational zone here, and massive upside continuation on that volatility read, right? So one more thing, let's go back down to the immediate short term, and why don't we get ourselves a geometric here and find out if we haven't actually gotten ourselves a bottom side already. So if we observe this price action here, it kind of looks like a bit of a dead cat bounce right over here, right? Targets would lead somewhere down to this low in here, right? Somewhere around that 239. But so far, it's not really printing it, right? And now, in fact, the 30-minute time frame candle did print a more impressive Dragonfly Doji here, right? So this would actually show us some continuation towards the upside. And of course, that's also going to be your bi-hourly retrace and also your 4-hour potential retrace towards that upside, just like we were talking about, right, team? So heads up as this reaches the resistance levels of about, I say the more confluent ones would be right around here, $2.50. And then there would be another resistance level at around this area right over here, right? So 251.91, just about 252. So yeah, we're going to have to, kind of spend a little bit of time here while Bitcoin does repair and while XRP does repair too. But this allows room for another set of bulls to get long this asset. Pretty good thing to notice here, team, on a psychological note is that we are in the process of building an inverse head and shoulder, right? It's a little herpy-derpy here, right? So if that is the case here, well, XRP Ripple may actually have some formation theory here, and it actually may have continuation regarding some psychology. So let's go ahead and take that price objective just like this, right? Want to take that trend line from the top end, meet it to the very lowest point of your head and shoulders. I would actually do it's such an outlier, that candle there, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to add something that's more relative to the rest of the price action. You apply this to the right-hand shoulder, and then we're looking at a topside target that could be at around $3.13, $312.87. Okay, team? So not so bad indeed, right? So here you go, team. This is the continuation of that bi-hourly time frame. We're looking okay. All right, team. So I think, you know what? This was going to be a different type of video, but I believe that this is more one of those that can just give us probabilities of price, an update per se, right? So I am going to go ahead and finish up the video here. If any questions, you reach out to me, team. Remember to reach out to me for the ArcMastersCourse at Gmail. That's going to start here in about 2 weeks. I need to make sure that I can get all the beginner students here for the charting and mentorship program. It's going to be live with me, okay, guys? And this is going to be a good one here because we're already approaching 400 master students already, and this class is going to be the smallest one. So this is a good chance to be able to be alongside me, right, and have more direct contact with myself. All right, team. So I appreciate you, and make sure to hit that like button, do everything like that, right, team? And I will catch you very, 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 very soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as it cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.